What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and today I got another Turo video for you guys. A very important video, especially if you're new to Turo or thinking about jumping into this business. You're not going to want to miss this video. A lot of people want to talk about the good side of Turo, including myself, all the money my cars are bringing in or whatnot. But the ugly side of it is, when the car actually gets into an accident or a damage claim or a total loss situation where you might never even see the car again. So today what I want to share with you guys is I want to break down some of my numbers on my total loss claims and some of the accident claims I've had in the past and recently, and let you guys get an idea of what's really going on in this business. So I don't really see anybody else breaking down their numbers like this. So if you guys appreciate this, I'm new to YouTube. It takes me a long time to make these videos. I would definitely appreciate it if you give me a like. If you're interested in future videos like this, subscribe, hit the notification button so you can be alerted. And yeah, let's dive right into it. So accident claims are a very real part of this business. And when I'm purchasing my vehicles to add onto my fleet, that's something I like to keep in the back of my mind is, what if this car gets to an accident tomorrow? How will I make out? Will I profit from that? Will it be a break even? Will it be a loss because my car devalued so much overnight? So I want you guys to have that same thought process when you're purchasing these vehicles. So first of all, to you soon to be hosts, I'm speaking directly to you because I was in the same exact boat a couple years ago when I was thinking about starting this business. I was thinking about renting a car out, something, maybe buying something from dealership. Like I always wanted a Mustang or something. Maybe just use it, rent it out on the weekends, or whenever I'm not using it, throw it on Turo and help me pay off my car note, which is an excellent idea. A lot of people do that, and they actually get to drive cars for free without paying anything, insurance covered and car note covered from other people renting it. But keep in the back of your mind that, like I said, these damages do occur. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't want anything to happen to your car or your baby, you don't want to see it scratch, you can't stand to see it get damaged or in an accident, then you might want to reconsider that plan, because most of my cars have had some kind of damage. So within the 855 trips, I've had 4 total loss accidents where Turo actually paid me out, and I've had 2 accidents which I decided, the car wasn't worth fixing. So my first vehicle was a 2011 Chevy Cruze that I purchased from the auction. Purchasing price was $2,478. I spent $500 to repair the vehicle, because usually that's the style I prefer. Since I have a shop, I'd rather do a little work to the vehicle as opposed to getting it off the lot and having it depreciate. So when I buy it from the auction and I do work to it, it's kind of like having built-in equity, if you like to call it that. So I was into this vehicle for $3,300. I only had this vehicle for a couple months, and which I was a little bit mad about, because I changed the seats in it. I put some nice leather seats, which were actually pretty cheap, like $100. I changed the cloth seats out, cleaned it up, had some nice little rims off there that I think I picked up off another Chevy from the pull apart. I had it looking really clean. But for whatever reason, this car just kept getting crashed. I mean, it had like 2 successful trips. The next trip, it got into an accident. It was like a bumper or hood. I fixed that. 2 trips later, pretty much same thing. A girl hit a dog, so I had to change that bumper. But each of those accidents, I ended up profiting because I had a no deductible plan, and pretty much I have a relationship with a couple of body shops that give me really good deals. So they know what kind of business I'm in. They know I'm bringing them more business in the future, so they cut me a break. So that's a pro tip right there. If you guys are planning on getting in this business, make relationship with auto repair shop, make relationships with body shops. You're gonna be using these people. Now I have my own auto repair shop. It didn't just fall into my hands. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I had to get out there, make things happen. After we started our Turo business, it just came perfectly together because we were able to do our own repairs. So if you're not in a situation where you do have that at your disposal, like I said, I didn't really start off like that. It's just something that I built up to. So just make relationship with a few shops. So back to the vehicle. It kept getting crashed, but luckily every time it got into an accident, The downtime was minimal, but I got paid from the accident. So uh, it had two accidents, which I actually profited $500 from each one. That means that, let's say for example, the bumper, Turo gave me $800 to fix the bumper, but I picked one up from Certifit for 150 bucks, and I paid somebody else 150 to spray it for me. That means my total out of pocket cost was $300. Turo gave me 800. I profit the rest, which is 500. So I had two of these situations where I made a profit on repairing the vehicle, and unfortunately, the last accident was a total loss situation, and I'm gonna show you guys the pictures right here. You can see the damage is, man, it's not that bad. I didn't have a picture of the entire vehicle, but you could tell everything on the front end is broken. Could possibly been repaired since the airbag wasn't deployed, but at the time we just decided to let it go. So our final check they gave us was $6,800. So going back doing some math, $4,500 is what I made off this vehicle in 2 months. So definitely not a bad deal at all. So the next vehicle was a 2011 Infiniti G37. Also bought it at the auction, but this one actually I bought it outright. It actually didn't need any work. It was good to go from the very minute. So I paid a little bit higher for it. I purchased this vehicle for $7,000. It had 118,000 miles on it. Tax to register this vehicle was $875. At this time, I had got fleet insurance going, so my insurance cost was a little bit cheaper. It usually costs me about $85 per car. I just average all my vehicles out to $100. That's taking into consideration the membership fee. Just it's easier to work the numbers like that. So I had this vehicle for a total of 6 months, so that insurance would have been $600, bringing my total out of pocket to $8,475. After a couple of months, somebody had a pretty major accident in the vehicle. I don't know how the airbags didn't deploy. The bumper was gone. So Toro actually gave me a check for $4,668, and I was actually able to fix this vehicle with $2,000. So it definitely looked worse than it was. So I pocketed $2,668 from that. And also the 6 months that I had this vehicle, I racked in total revenue of $3,600, which in hindsight was kind of cheap for this vehicle. I probably could have got a little bit more. So the final total loss came. My check was $8,360. It was really supposed to be $7,800, but they threw in the extra $560 in consideration that I had to pay the ad valorem tax. That brings my total gross on this vehicle to $14,628. Subtract $8,475. That leaves me with $6,153. Now, if you divide it by the length of time I had this vehicle for 6 months, that would be $1,025.50 monthly that I earned on this vehicle. And on this vehicle, I only had it for 6 months. I didn't do anything to it, didn't even change tires on it, no maintenance, oil change when I first got it, 20 bucks, 25 bucks. So these are one of the vehicles where I really wish I could have had it longer, but like I explained to you guys from the start, this is part of the business. Now my next total loss came earlier this year in January, and this was with my 2015 Chevy Impala, which I purchased in 2019. It had 104,000 miles on it when I first got it. My purchase price was $9,400. Ad valorem taxes was $1,150. And also, when I buy these vehicles from the auction, I use what they call a floor plan. So it's like a credit company that lets me purchase vehicles, and I have up to 60 or 90 days to pay them back. So sometimes I utilize their services. In this case, I had the vehicle on there too long, so I was charged $480, bringing my total out-of-pocket cost to purchase this vehicle at $11,030. I had this vehicle for 8 months. During the 8 months, maintenance-wise, that's tires or any repairs, came up to $1,070. Now it was a little high because I did have a couple of issues with the vehicle that I had to buy parts and stuff like that. So came up a little bit higher. Also in the 8 months, add in $100 a month for insurance. That brings me to a total out of pocket in the red $12,900. Now, as far as revenue, in the 8 months revenue, this vehicle made $7,543. And when the vehicle got into a total loss accident, Turo paid me out a total of $10,483, bringing my total green or gross to $18,026. Subtract that from the $12,900. This gives me a difference of $5,126 in the green. And calculating that into a monthly revenue, I had the vehicle for 8 months, so divide that by 8. That would bring me $640.75 a month to maintain this vehicle. And this vehicle's a pretty consistent renter at $45 a day. Going on to my next vehicle. After that Impala got crashed a couple months later, my 2012 Chevy Malibu that I purchased with 100,000 miles on it exactly. I purchased this vehicle for $2,383. Definitely needed some repairs at that cheap price. I repaired it for $700, bringing me to a total of $3,083. This was one of them vehicles like the other one. I really didn't have maintenance on it. I only had it for 6 months. It was a great vehicle. And the best part about this is one of my regulars had this vehicle for like 3 or 4 months. So this vehicle was literally passive income. I didn't really see it. She only came in once every couple months or so to do an oil change. And like I said, I didn't even put brakes on this car, tires, anything. It was good to go. So pretty much with my 6 months of insurance, this brings my total out of pocket at $4,318. And I will say that for this one, my insurance was higher because this vehicle was not under my fleet insurance. Instead, it was in my personal insurance. And the reason I did that was because I was having issues in the past with high insurance quotes because I was always using my garage liability insurance to ride on or my fleet insurance. So I never had personal insurance in my name. So whenever I did get a quote for personal insurance, it would just make it look like I never had insurance. So I was like an unknown factor to the insurance companies. My insurance rates were really high, so I really wasn't feeling that. So I decided to always keep one car in my personal name and under my personal insurance policy just to maintain some kind of coverage so I'm not under the radar. So my insurance for this vehicle was actually like $180 a month as opposed to being, the regular $85 or $100. So anyways, after my insurance, I'm at $4,318 on this vehicle. My revenue for 6 months on this vehicle was $4,008, which I was still $310 in the hole before I got the insurance check. But when I did receive that check, it was $5,210, which put me at total profit or in the green for $4,900. Calculating that into a monthly figure, I had the vehicle for 6 months, so divided by 6, that would put me at $816 monthly to own and maintain this vehicle. But like I mentioned, my regular customer had this vehicle. I never really saw this vehicle. It's passive income, man. It doesn't get any sweeter than that. So my next vehicle, which actually just happened a few months ago, was a 2013 Ford Taurus. Now this is the second longest vehicle I've had on my fleet, and before I let this vehicle go, I had it for a total of 15 months. And this vehicle actually wasn't totaled out. I just decided to get rid of this vehicle, and I actually had somebody that was waiting to buy it. All they had to do was finish with this one last trip, but as we could see, it didn't finish this trip successfully. So let's look at the numbers on this one. I purchased this vehicle from the auction for $3,935. I did need a little bit of body work on it, spent $340 on the body work. Windshield was cracked, cost me $170. After all that, cost me $750 to register the vehicle, bringing me total out of cost for $5,195 to purchase it. Maintenance in the 15 months calculated at $966, only because I had a screen. It had a little touch screen in the middle, and I was actually renting out to another regular customer. Now I come across a few of these regulars who just keep the car for months and months and don't bring it back, and these are actually the best customers. These are the holy grail of rental or renters, and I definitely encourage everybody to hold on to these customers when you do find them. So this lady had the car for like 6 months, maybe 7 months, and one of the times it came back for maintenance, I noticed that the screen was cracked. So I actually put another one in there, and it cost me about $300. That's why my maintenance is a little bit high on this vehicle. But you know what? I didn't even charge her for it, because I mean, she's renting this car for 6-7 months. I'm making a consistent $600-700 off this car a month. I mean, to turn around and charge her for something like that and potentially lose that relationship or lose that renter, I wasn't about to do that. So that's a pro tip. If you have somebody who's making you money on a regular basis, passive income kind of money, you hang on to those people. You don't charge them for every little thing. That's just trying to, take extra, trying to get as much as you can. You don't make it very far doing that. So anyways, I fixed the vehicle. Maintenance wise, $966. 15 months insurance, that's $1,500. My total out of pocket in the red, $7,661. Now I purchased this vehicle in 2019. I went into 2020 with it. So my total gross revenue for this vehicle for 19 and 20 added up was $9,177. I inspected the vehicle, looked around it, and noticed that it had the bumper had been scraped up. So I actually did a damage claim. Turo paid me out for that, about $1,000. When I looked up the price of the bumper, it was gonna cost me about that to fix it, about $1,000. So since I had plans to sell the car anyways, I decided not to fix it. So I pocketed the $1,000. Also, when it came back from the last rental on a tow truck, as you can see, the damage was, it wasn't bad enough to total it out, but I already had plans to get rid of this car, so I wasn't about to start fixing up front ends and doing all that. So they gave me a check for that, and also the check was based off just the body damage. This is another pro tip. If any damage occurs during a rental and they're just going to pay you for the body damage, you have to do a supplement. You have to put that car in a lift or take it to a shop, put it up, and see all the damage that's behind the actual body damage, to file a supplement to get paid for that. So I had broken control arms, broken axles, and obviously, from just taking a picture of the outside of the car, you can't see all that. So when I filed a supplement, Turo did send me another check. So for the damage claim, I got about $2,000. For the supplement, they gave me another $1,900. And from the previous wreck it had to the bumper, they gave me $1,000. So my total check that I got for this vehicle for all those 3 damages was $5,111. And I also had another friend of mine who was interested in purchasing the vehicle as is, just like it was. So I sold it to him for $1,500. Bringing my total green in the profit added up with the revenue at $8,127, and divide that by the months I owned the vehicle or maintained it, 15 months, that would bring me at a total of $541.80 a month. But like I mentioned, for the good portion of this vehicle's life, about 6 or 7 months, it was with one renter. I really didn't see the vehicle. I saw it maybe once every 2 or 3 months when I had to do an oil change on it. So for the most part, good duration of the vehicle was passive income. All right, so that's it, guys. Pretty much gonna cover it in this video. Hope I didn't bore you guys or take too long. I'm definitely working on cutting down these videos, making them a little bit smaller. But as I mentioned earlier, I could talk about this stuff all day, especially when it comes to money, business, or cars, entrepreneurship. That's what I love. That's what I love to talk about. So I could sit here and make a 2-hour video and won't even notice the time. So hope you guys appreciate it. Hope you guys got a lot of value out of that. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, come back, check these videos out. And I want to take it a step further. I want to start talking about what I'm doing with my Turo money. I like to have an investor's mentality, so I'm building up a cash flow and asset business so I can use the profit to pretty much start other businesses or manage other businesses or other kind of investments. And I definitely want to start talking about those things on this channel. So make sure you guys tune in for some more of this. And yeah, I'm about to get back to work now. I don't have any claims going on. It's kind of a bittersweet feeling. Yeah, I'll catch you guys next time around. Be safe.